Okay, y'all. Welcome to the Shacottha Show. This is my very first YouTube video. I am so excited. I've been thinking about this channel and thinking about a YouTube channel. It's not going to get a YouTube channel done. So here we are with our very first show. And I'm just excited. I'm going to be reacting to different things. So I just chose something today. I'm going to figure out this formula as I go. But right now, just be patient with me. If you have any suggestions, things you want me to react to, or just, suggestions in general, I am open. But let's just jump on into it and get it done. So I love those Am I the Asshole videos. Because, I'll tell you. So we're gonna, this channel I love that we're gonna be reacting to. It's a very cool channel. And so I'm just gonna react to them and let's get to it. So let me share.
So this first story is, am I the asshole for threatening my wife with divorce after she quit her job to be a trad wife?
What's a trad?
Trad wife is short for traditional wife, like the one who stays home and cooks for you and takes care of the kids, takes care of the house.
I don't like the name of it because before I found out what trad wife was, I'm like, it seems weird for that to be what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, trad wife. I know it's like a whole thing going on like the TikTok of it all. Those women, and some of them are very rich, they're celebrities, and they're making stuff all day and making pasta from scratch. Very like, I'm domestic, I'm at home and I'm doing this. I ain't working nobody's job type stuff. So yeah, that's a switch up if that ain't what, you thought somebody was going to be bringing in half the income. Because a trad wife ain't doing it.
I get why they called it that, but like trad always seems like a whole weird thing.
I thought it was like triad, like
I do agree with that. Trad. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comments can say why it's called that. I'm not sure why, but
yeah, it's just a traditional wife.
I always knew it was trad wife because I'd end up getting like on the TikToks because it's like addicting, TikTok. Like trad wife TikToks. But then sometimes like they would also infuriate me, like the ones that were like intentional or trying to be aesthetic. I'd be like, oh, this is pretty, this is cool. And then the ones that were unintentional, like, hey, this is me showing me cleaning up the house. And then, it just looks like a tired mom who literally, there was one where it blew up in the way that she was not expecting it because she had COVID, her baby had COVID, her husband was working. So he didn't have COVID. So he stayed on the bottom floor. She stayed on the top floor. And she basically showed what her house looked like after COVID, which is where she still was having a lot of symptoms. So she was like, it really sucks. Like I have to clean this, but I need to have a better headspace. The husband, even though he was working and was not sick, he didn't clean anything at all. And even when she's cleaning up downstairs, you just see it looks like a huge mess. When she's cleaning up downstairs, the husband is in the background shot, just like watching TV. And it's like stuff like that where not necessarily trad wife, but where the household work is unequal. That's what makes a lot of people upset because you can obviously see like one partner struggling, and the other one is just like chilling because they don't have as much responsibilities. But yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about it, right? Back in the day, women couldn't work. Their thing was, women literally couldn't work. So the man would make the money. The woman would stay home, take care of the kids, take care of the wife. But, she didn't work, right? And now things are obviously different. And so, I think people can be triggered by, women choosing that life. And also, if a woman chooses to do that life, like, is everything her responsibility? Because I kind of figure like that's her quote unquote job, is to take care of the house, right? Not saying that the man should never help out, But in this day and time, most of us are used to the women working as well. So when you see that type of dynamic, it's kind of like, okay, dude, are you being like a douche for not helping her, even though you work? I mean, it can get very tricky. So.
Yeah, so.
But I don't get why people get mad if you're a trad. Like, that's what trad wives want.
Yeah, because there's some people that want to do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm fine with. If you want to be a trad wife and do that, then do that.
So this one is, am I the asshole for threatening my wife with divorce after she quit her job to be a trad wife? I don't even know where to begin with this. Me, 34 male, and my wife, 33 female, have 2 kids together, 11 male and 9 female. Me and my wife have been together for 12 years and married for 8. Around a year ago, I noticed my wife increasingly sending me these trad wife or traditional housewife TikToks. I have nothing against that type of relationship, but I don't think it makes sense for our current family situation. I do earn quite.
She's priming the pump. Like, look at this girl. She don't do nothing. She don't really work. Let me just send you that. Let me slide you that video. Okay, go ahead, girl. You was priming it. Okay.
A bit more than my wife and enough to sustain our family on my own, but I don't see the need to do so. I work 80% and my wife 50%. And besides Wednesdays, where both of us are working, either one of us is always home for the kids. I could work 100% and let my wife be a stay-at-home mom, but again, both of my kids are attending school, and in my mind, there's no need for my wife to be at home 24/7. She got increasingly pushy about it over the past 2 months, and again, I just kept on telling her that there wasn't any need for that, and if we did decide to go down that route, what would she do during the hours my kids attended school?
So we're just hearing the story, in the beginning. But in this economy, in this day and age, I think, like a lot of stuff that we were born into, right? So if you were born into, like, both of y'all work and y'all handle housewife things, house duties equally, for that switch up to happen, it needs to be a conversation, right? Communication is the key. So we're going to see how she handled it as far as like communicating with her husband. Is like, I ain't really trying to work no more. Because if you just quit your job and come home and be like, I ain't doing it no more, then that could be a problem.
I know damn well our house doesn't need to be cleaned for 6 hours a day. She would constantly try to butter me up with, you would have dinner ready every day when coming home from work, and something about unlimited blowjobs or some BS like that.
Hold on.
So this is where I think the internet of it all comes in, because you are online consuming a certain type of content. Oh, these wives, this is what they do. They cook and, just provide sex for their husband. And if that works for their husband, that's fantastic. But, how much is your husband making? And can he afford all that? And that's a real conversation in today's times, because it's not the same as back in the day where one income could support that household, right? For the average person, not, some people got it like that, but that's what you got to marry, honey.
Again, in the nicest way possible, I would remind her that our kids weren't toddlers and our current work-life schedule allowed us to function perfectly fine. We got into a pretty heated argument 2 weeks ago about it, and my wife completely stopped having sex with me to show me what I was missing out on. She basically has been treating me like a roommate since. I just thought she would get over it and that it was just a phase, but God, was I wrong. I came home from work yesterday and I saw a bunch of presents on the dining room table. At first, I thought they were all for me since my birthday was in a week, but then I saw the labels on them were addressed to my wife. I read one of the letters attached to one of the presents. The last sentence on it was literally, "It was so a pleasure working alongside you, and I wish all the best moving forward." Oof. I thought this was a sick prank. A few minutes later, my wife just casually strolled into the living room, acting like nothing was wrong. I guess she saw my mad expression and had the audacity to tell me that you'll get over it. I just lost it. I left without saying another word, and I went to my parents' house. I feel absolutely disrespected. Why the fuck would my wife think it was okay to just quit her job without telling me and just expect me to be fine with it?
Okay. Yeah. So the issue lies here is basically in communication, right? There is nothing wrong with the woman working and taking care of her family, obviously. If, her and the husband have the arrangement, and ain't nothing wrong with the woman being taken care of 100%. But that has to be either a setup before y'all get married, or conversations. This is what we're putting into place to make this work for the family, right? And it's just not, oh, I seen some TikToks, and this is what we're doing now. You'll get over it. That ain't gonna work.
My wife has been bombarding me with texts and calls, demanding to know where I am and that the kids miss me. I just told her to go find a lawyer and that I was done with her, and then proceeded to block her. My son sent me a voicemail crying, asking why I was divorcing mom and if I was leaving the family, and I guess that kind of broke my heart. I haven't responded, and honestly, I don't know what to say to him. My mother-in-law has been demanding that I return home and apologize to my wife. My parents also seem to be siding with wife since they are traditional Muslims. My mom also used to be a stay-at-home mom. I feel like I'm wrong for immediately jumping to divorce without hearing her out. And besides this whole job drama, I love my wife too much for this to be the end of our perfect marriage. But on the other hand, I feel like I've just completely lost trust in her. Should I just swallow my pride and let my wife stay at home from now on, or should I follow through on divorcing her? How should I navigate this situation? Am I the asshole here? Ooh, this is really messy.
Mm-hmm.
Is he the asshole? Okay, so you can definitely tell me what you think in the comments. I don't have an issue with the way he feels, because both of them are not communicating, right? So my advice would be, y'all just have to sit down and have a real talk conversation about what life looks like. We know what it looks like with both of y'all working. She wants to be this tribe wife. Why? A lot of people, even grown-ups, are getting sucked into this internet of it all. TikTok, I seen this, I want to be that, I want to screw this person, oh, I need to be with this type of person. But the issue is that the person you with, or is that the person that you can pull, right? And if you married someone that is not down with that, and you want to be a tribe wife, then that might be the end of your marriage. But you can't force him to be, a husband that deals with that if that's not his desire, right? So I think the assholeness comes in is how he handled it, right? And the two of them really have to get a hold on their communication, because she's just kind of like, it seems like kind of, it's three sides to every story. But from the way the story was told, that she was just kind of like pushing this on him. And it would have been nice if he would have kind of addressed that then. Like, okay, I'm not down with this, or, hey, how is this going to look like? What is this going to work? How is this going to work for us? I don't know. Do y'all think you're the asshole? Is she the asshole? Do you want to be a tribe wife? I mean, I do get the whole thing of, like, a woman taking care of the household. But also, I know, like, for me, I do want to do things in my life that don't arise, that career-wise, right? So that wouldn't necessarily work for me. But at the end of the day, communication is key. Y'all let me know. Is he the asshole? Is she the asshole? And what you think about this. If you have any thoughts, ideas, or if this has ever happened to you, let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is my very first video, and there's more to come. I'm going to be doing a different kind of reactions to different types of videos, just to kind of like feel my jam. So let me know if there's anything particular that you would like to have me react to. And also subscribe. My name is Shacottha. Peace out.